Hey guys, it's your boy D again with the OBD Mafia. So guys, a while back I had done an AC job on this. I ended up replacing the compressor clutch. So recently the AC ended up stopping. So I ended up recharging it, and then I discovered that there was a leak in the lines, on one of the lines at least. I ended up going online and looking for these O-rings, these green O-rings that are supposed to fit on the lines. So after I did the AC recharge, I noticed a little green liquid pouring here. So that was actually refrigerant. They typically inject a dye into the system, so whenever you have a leak, you can use a UV light to actually see everything. So pretty much what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna unbolt all the lines from the compressor, the lines from the condenser, and the lines going into the cabin as well. So those are gonna get taken off, and the seals are all gonna get replaced. All right, so let's get started. Made myself a cup of coffee because, you know, America runs on coffee. It's just a bunch of green gaskets, you know, just doesn't have to be OEM. These lines are actually empty. Since I had a slow leak, it just, all of the refrigerant leaked out, so I didn't have to get it evac'd. So just so you guys know, I didn't just you know, dump it into the environment. You can kind of see that the gasket is actually flattened. So over the course of time, all the heat cycles. So I'm just gonna use the flathead to remove the old gasket. I'm gonna size the gasket up. It's kind of flattened. Everything is flat on this. It even feels hard. Not much elasticity there. So it's good that we're changing it. So now, just making sure that the gaskets is sitting nice. And then now I just put it in like that. So the other thing that will kind of help me out is if it's leaking from anywhere else, I'll kind of know just based off what I've already done. So for instance, if it's leaking from, let's say, you know, it shouldn't be leaking from the seals, but let's say we have a hole in the condenser, maybe we gotta change it there. It was fine until I noticed that leak, and with almost 300,000 miles on this car, makes sense. I would recommend, if you have like a little pick, or, you know, a little small tip flathead, that's probably better than the one that I'm using, because it's a little bit, so the nose is a little too thick. Yeah, so see, it, instead of coming out and stretching out, it snapped. So I'm going to use this same method I used before. I'm going to size it up. This is kind of like a variety pack, but yeah, see, this is kind of the same size. So just slip it on like we did previously. Be careful not to damage it. High pressure side of the condenser, which is on the driver's side, and then the low pressure. Actually, I think they're both high pressure lines, so I'm gonna do that. All right, so we've replaced these two gaskets, the gasket here on the condenser, gasket here on the lower side of the condenser. These two gaskets feeding the high pressure line, and then the two going into the cabin. Pretty much that was all it is. 6 gaskets. Hopefully that solves our leak. I'll be on the lookout for this one here. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna turn the car on, gonna turn the AC on to recirculate, and then charge the system. So I'm gonna do that. Also have a little bit of a surprise here as well. This thing is just rusted. It makes everything look terrible, so I'm gonna replace this real quick. All right, so now we're gonna charge the system. Got my little gauge here, refrigerant bottle. All you do is twist it in there. Low pressure side. As you can see, the compressor just kicked on, so our system right now still low on PSI, so I'm gonna keep pumping. We're at 10 PSI now. We need to get to at least 30 or 40. I'd like for it to be in the middle, somewhere at 35, 40. So while I had the car going, I checked inside, everything looks good. I looked at briefly pretty much everything I touched. There's no leaks anywhere, even where we had a leak before. That's unfortunate. So after fixing all of that, the Schrader valve is leaking. AC blows cold though. I tightened the cap on it. It's probably not gonna hold. It should be good for right now, but that's unfortunate. I figured that might happen. Typically when you get your AC serviced, this also these Schrader valves also get changed out. So we solve one problem and another one arises. Yeah, unfortunately not the result that we wanted, but we do have functioning AC. The compressor didn't go, still pumping strong even after, you know, almost 300k miles. Yeah, we'll get the Schrader valve fixed. It should be a simple task. I can even order that and do it here. The only problem is now that it's filled with refrigerant, we do run into the issue. And the other thing is, I actually noticed something weird happening when I had it plugged in. It was actually creating like a difference in pressure. The pressure wasn't steady, so that's also probably a sign that your Schrader valve is also going bad. The high pressure side is typically not a problem just because you don't use it frequently, but if I were doing this again, I'd probably swap both Schrader valves out. But guys, thank you for tuning in. We also changed out the battery tie down. Looks way better now. It's just a powder coated black aluminum piece of metal. Looks way better than the rusted thing. But guys, again, thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe, like, check out the other videos if you can. But guys, OBD Mafia out. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.